This video provides an overview of the NCSS Notable Tradebook Lesson Plan assignment for EDN 334. Throughout this course, you have learned various resources and strategies for teaching the global dimension across the curriculum. This assignment serves to demonstrate your ability to design and deliver an original lesson plan in your field placement around the global concept or issue that you have selected as your focus this semester. The NCSS Notable Tradebook Lesson Plan assignment follows the guidelines of the journal Social Studies Research and Practice. Please review sample lesson plans on their website, as well as those created by former EDN 334 students housed in Blackboard. The NCSS Notable Tradebook Lesson Plan is worth 20% of your course grade and will be evaluated following these criteria: objectives, assessment, resources for teaching and learning, teacher behaviors, and student behaviors. In terms of objectives, ensure that your learning outcomes are measurable. Avoid broad goals such as students will learn or understand or know. Use specific measurable verbs such as students will define, identify, explain, analyze, and so forth. Your objectives should align with state standards, your instruction, and your assessment. In terms of assessment, consider what meaningful, authentic activity or product a teacher could use to determine whether the learning objectives were met. As appropriate, avoid emphasis on worksheets and consider best practices in social studies education as we have discussed during this course. Create a scoring rubric for your assessment that you will use to evaluate your students' performance when you implement your lesson plan. After teaching, you will analyze a range of 3 or more student work samples and reflect upon these, attaching them to your lesson plan assignment upon submission in Blackboard. Most importantly, this lesson plan is structured around the NCSS Notable Tradebook that you selected to teach your content. You will write an original book summary to capture the essence of the story elements and illustrations. Additionally, you are encouraged to use other materials and resources in your lesson as appropriate, such as primary sources, video, audio files, and artifacts. You will note that a section of your lesson plan includes additional resources a teacher could use to teach your content, such as other text and digital resources. The Social Studies Research and Practice lesson plan format follows this sequence: exploration or introduction, development, expansion, assessment, and suggested extension activities. Effective teacher behaviors include assessing students' prior knowledge as you open your lesson using explicit questioning and a motivating and creative hook. For example, a teacher could project this image and ask students what they see, think, and wonder. Afterwards, he or she would explain that this photograph depicts what our grocery stores would look like without bees acting as pollinators. This hook would pique student interest in learning more about our declining bee population using your chosen trade book. During instruction, the teacher facilitates student learning via modeling and providing examples of content and/or skills being taught. The teacher also uses specific questions that foster critical and creative thinking, especially as related to the tradebook read aloud, providing content-specific explanations as appropriate and checks for understanding. Lastly, throughout your lesson plan, ensure that students are engaged in developmentally appropriate ways and that they have the opportunity to transfer their learning. Accommodation should be incorporated as appropriate by way of process, product, or content. For example, you might provide opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning in different ways, such as orally or in writing, or you might provide different leveled text for small group activities. I hope this video has been helpful to explain the requirements of the NCSS Notable Tradebook Lesson Plan. Before completing this assignment, please review the grading rubric to ensure that full credit is earned. If at any time you have questions about this or other assignments, please do not hesitate to email me, phone me, or schedule an appointment to meet via Skype or Google Hangout. I look forward to reviewing your work.